Screw what other people think of you. Today we're taking the podcast outside. I was prompted to make this video, which I'm going to be squinting the whole time. I hope you don't mind. Because I was driving and there's this turn that I take and it always gets me in my head. Because it's a road that goes straight and there's no light, but I have to turn right to get to where I want. And in order to turn right, I'm going from 35 miles an hour and I need to slow down severely to make the sharp right turn. And if there were a light there, like a green light, red light, if it was red, I wouldn't feel guilt to turn right and slow down. But for some reason, since there's no light, I get in my head about slowing down and the car behind me and, what if it bothers them? And it's like, first of all, the mindset, why do I care if it bothers the other person? I need to get where I need to go. But today was the first time I didn't feel self-conscious about taking that right turn. And then it made me think, it is so freeing to not have the thoughts of others and what you think they're thinking in your head. When you get rid of the thought of what others are thinking of you, it frees up your mental capacity and it allows you to free up that mental space so that you can think about what you think of yourself and what you need to do and what you feel guided to do and what you like and what feels good. Side note, just had this realization, this podcast is my passion project where I just talk about whatever I want, which I love doing. I just like talking and rambling. And then I realized I also like alliteration. Podcast, passion project. Sounds great, meant to be. Perfect. I've also had many friends tell me in conversation that we should start a podcast. And I'm like, I gotta start a podcast. I don't want to say once it blows up, I'm gonna get some guests on here, but maybe I can get some friends who'd be willing to just be on here for no reason. I think that'd be fun. Anyway, this is episode 4 of the Sabba Says podcast. Sabba says, screw what other people think. And with that, let's really dive into what other people think. So, when you get self-conscious in your head about what other people are thinking, I have a question. Have those people come up to you and told you what they thought? I don't think so. Maybe they have on the 1% occasion, but at least in my case, 99, low-key, almost 100% of the time, I'll go ahead and say, the thoughts that I have that I think other people are thinking of me, no one has ever said to my face. Which means that the thoughts I'm fighting against, or the thoughts of other people that I'm fighting against, sometimes I don't use quotation marks properly. Don't hate on me, I'm just human. Sometimes the thoughts that I'm worried about from other people are not thoughts from other people. Those thoughts come from me. Oop. Spoiler alert. Or if you couldn't catch on to what I'm saying, the thoughts that you're afraid of other people thinking towards you is really just you finding a way to hurt yourself and say negative things to yourself without blaming yourself for those thoughts. Ooh, that's a word. Let's sit on that. And if you don't yet believe that, that's okay. It may take some time. But let's say the thoughts that you're thinking in your head of, oh, I'm worried what people are going to think of me. Let's say people actually think those thoughts. At the end of the day, do you want to live your, keyword, your life for other people? Or do you want to live your life for you? I love saying at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, it is your life. You're living it. When you act in accordance to what you think other people want of you, you make your life theirs. You give the power to them instead of yourself. And for the couple minutes or hours, however long you spend during the day in the social public presence of talking to other people and having to do what they want, when you come back at night, you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. This is not a funny subject. I'm laughing because it just feels so right, the words that I'm saying right now. At the end of the day, the people who are judging you, they don't have to deal with you staying up in the middle of the night thinking of what you're doing with your life, the dissatisfaction you feel with your life, thinking about all the little ideas and opportunities you had that popped up in your mind, or opportunities that showed up in your physical life that you could have acted on, but you stopped yourself because you thought other people were going to think you were not good enough, other people were going to think you were cringy or embarrassing for trying it. They don't have to deal with the therapy that you have to go to because you are living a life for other people and you feel dissatisfied with the life you've created. Now that all sounds very rough and harsh to say, but I say this to say it is never too late to create the life you want, your dream life, a life that you're proud of. It is so easy to get stuck into the past and to think, well, past me, past Sabba would do X, Y, and Z. Past me was so afraid and socially anxious and couldn't do what she wanted because she was afraid of what other people would think of her. It's easy to use those descriptions of what you think you are what you've made yourself to be up until this point and to use that to hold you back. When in reality, you have control over your life every single second of every single day. There's a certain privilege that comes with me saying that because I'm able to live a life that isn't as unfortunate as other people, where I can more easily accessibly do the things that I want with my life. But there are also so many things in my life that I am at a disadvantage of, and I've been able to get successes in my life despite said disadvantages because I made something from nothing. Not really nothing per se, but made something out of the few resources that I had. And when I say you have any moment in the present, like right now what I'm doing of making my dream life is making this video. I had an idea as I was pulling up. I filmed an episode earlier today, but I just finished the gym. I just came back and I had an idea of what I want my 4th episode to be, and I was like, okay, I'll film that later. And I was like, wait, strike while the pan is hot? What's the saying? I'm like a professional at reciting sayings, but half the time I don't remember them. Back to who cares what people think. So if you want to be a person who doesn't care what other people think, you have to, in the present moment, when you have a thought of, oh, if I go to the gym, people are going to judge me and think that I don't know what I'm doing. You got to listen to that thought, and you just got to do it despite the fear and the embarrassment and all the negative feelings that you're going to feel while doing that workout. Now, I didn't say it was going to be easy. That workout is probably gonna suck a lot. When I first started in the gym, I would literally feel warmth in my body from the discomfort of being embarrassed, of thinking everyone's perceiving me and they can tell I'm a beginner, they know I'm doing it wrong, all this stuff. But the more that you keep doing the thing and not letting what other people think of you get in your way, the easier it gets to do the thing that you want. And you eventually get to the person that you dream of being, the person you want to be, who's able to do stuff without caring what other people think. So basically, you need to just be guided by what your heart and your mind, whatever guides you to do. Do things because it sounds good to you. It doesn't matter if people don't have your vision. It doesn't matter if people understand what you want. You just need to do it and not care if other people see you as crazy or if they see you and think you're cringe. If you want to live a life that you're satisfied with, you have to do the hard things. Because you have to do the hard things in order to do the things that you are passionate about and the things that you love. Because oftentimes, people who have big dreams, they aren't easy. There are so many reasons why you shouldn't do your dream life or do the things that you feel inclined to do. Because society tells you if it's not the safe bet, don't do it. But what I say to that is, don't do the safe bet. Do what sounds good to you. Do what feels right. If you keep doing what feels right and you build that confidence in yourself, you will eventually be successful. If you never give up and you have this unwavering faith and belief in yourself that it will work, it will work. On that note, why should you not care what other people think? Besides everything that I've already said, it's a fear of judgment that you're being led by, right? And ultimately in this life, you should not ever be led by fear. You should be led by love. Oh, it's cringy, it's tacky, it's whatever. But as somebody who lived in fear for so long, and when I say for so long, I mean like I'm still sort of dealing with it, but I had this like breakthrough a couple days ago that I was just like, you know what, I'm tired of being afraid of stuff. It's taking too much mental capacity right now for 2026. You know how people say like 2026, this is in, this is out. What's in? Believing in yourself. Out? Fear. Operating from fear. Oh, not just fear. What's out is anything that just causes stress and does not add to my life and make me feel better. And most of that is in my mind and my like mentality, my mindset. So anything, thinking about what other people think of me, fear, thinking I'm annoying to other people, all these other stuff, it's out. I just want peace. 2026 is peace. The year I finally get peace. 2025, I worked on peace. I got pretty far. 2026, I'm not tolerating anything that doesn't give me peace. I'm just sick of it. Get it out of my life. But what I was gonna say is it's fear of judgment. In reality, people who are successful and love their life won't judge you. And that ties into the whole thing of don't accept advice from people that you wouldn't model your life after. If the people that you're worried about thinking a certain way of you are likely to be people who don't have happy lives, then who cares, really? Not to put people in hierarchies of, I will care about what a millionaire thinks of me, but I won't care about what a poor person thinks of me. Like, no, it's not like that. Wait, did I say that people who are content in their life are not likely to judge others? I don't know if I assumed that or... Anyway, that's that. Another thing for me, at least, is I would be worried about what other people thought of me. And then I thought to myself, Well, let me put myself in their shoes, viewing me. If I was somebody else and I saw what I was doing, even if it was weird, I'd be like, dang, that's so cool that that person doesn't care and is just doing what they want, regardless of it not being a socially acceptable thing, just because it's something that makes them happy. Then I realized the people that I was afraid of and running after or running away from in my thoughts, I would never be like them. I wouldn't even act like that. So why do I care what people who I wouldn't act like, or people who I don't approve the actions of, why do I care what they think of me? I don't want to say they're beneath me, but it's sort of like people who are not nice and not kind. Why am I valuing their thoughts? I know a nice, kind, understanding person wouldn't care what I was doing. So why would I wouldn't have to worry about what they're thinking of me, because they're likely minding their business or seeing it in a good light, you know? And that also ties into friendships and family and getting approval from others, you know, seeking approval, validation. Oh, the birds are chirping. That's cute. That's cute. I sound so condescending. Oh, that's cute. Those little birds are chirping. What was I saying? Yes, validation. I'm someone who knows this very well. I've been an academic weapon since birth. I've always been a try-hard perfectionist. It's just something that's within me, not as a flex, it's to a fault. It's been great when it comes to getting academic achievements and everything, but it comes to a fault when it gets to me doing things because I want to be really great at them and I want to perfect them, versus doing things because I actually like them and care about them. Yeah, maybe I care about getting A's, but do I care about being good at that subject? Why am I burning myself out trying to be perfect at something that I don't care about? Right? That's one thing I've had to learn to work on, is redirecting my energy to things I actually care about. Because I've been trained, and I guess I feel like other people have been trained to care about things that you're told to care about, right? Your parents tell you you have to do great in school. You start caring about that and doing all that stuff. I'm burning myself out. My mental health is at stake, you know, during COVID, trying to do well in my classes when I just could not even get up out of bed. I couldn't do the things I loved anymore because I wasn't prioritizing the right things. So with validation, you need to stop seeking validation and approval from other people. If other people aren't going to understand you, they're not meant to be in your life. Not just they're not meant to be in your life, specifically with friends. Family, that's a little gray area, but with friends, I would worry about like, oh, if I act this way, maybe friends are gonna like see me differently and all this stuff. When in reality, why do I care about other people's approval? If you aren't being kind to me, if you're not understanding, if you're not a nice person, I likely don't want you in my life because we're not aligned, you know? We're not aligned. I feel like the performative trend, like, let's connect. Give me your LinkedIn. Anyway. My friend loves to say that. But that ties into, I have a best friend that I've had since 4th grade. I don't even think she's gonna see this video. She doesn't know about this channel. We have grown together and I'm able to be my full self with her. Like literally consider her as a sister. I have a sister, and on top of that sister, me and that sister both consider this 4th grade best friend as our sister. And when I do stuff, I'm never thinking, oh, what if she doesn't like me for this? Or what if she doesn't approve of this? I can be myself wholeheartedly with her. The point is, if you don't have friends in your life that make you feel that way, and you have friends that make you feel the opposite, that you have to act a certain way to be worthy of their approval, they're not meant to be in your life. And it may suck to say this, because it's like, what do you mean they're not meant to be in my life? I gotta cut off everyone? But it's sort of like relationships, my perspective on romantic relationships. If you have to be a certain person to be worthy of that partner, if you have to act a certain way to maintain that relationship, there's no point. If the relationship isn't adding to your life in a positive way, what's the point of being with someone that makes you feel worse? Be by yourself. It's better to be alone than to be in a group where you feel alone and not seen. Right? You're gonna be alone regardless and feel lonely regardless. At least be by yourself and not around people who make you feel bad about being yourself. Ooh, that is a bar. Banger after banger, guys, please. Very important note. One of the most important notes is when you stop acting out of fear of people judging you, you're able to be your authentic self and you're able to attract in the people who love you for you. And it becomes so rewarding and it just feels so good, because you sort of get this like revelation of like, whoa, it's so easy to just be myself. Like that's just me by default, and people are eating it up. Like you're telling me people are nicer to me, kinder to me, more opportunities are opening for me because I'm just doing what I'm naturally called to do, rather than forcing yourself and working hard to create this person and be this certain person and maintain this reputation of what you think other people want from you. It's just so much mental baggage and energy versus being yourself. And it takes a lot of work to be able to unlearn all the things that people have taught you about being a person, and having to unlearn insecurity and self-doubt and all this stuff. But it is a journey that's well worth it. I'm someone who always talk about delayed gratification. If something sucks now and it's hard to do over a long period of time, if I gotta do something that sucks for a year and you're telling me the rest of my however long, several decades, 60, 70, 80 years, I'll be able to live a life that's peaceful and nice, sign me up. I'd rather do that than continue to do the hard work and emotional labor of maintaining a life that I don't care about for the rest of my life. Honestly, I think that's everything for this episode. Key takeaways. What are our key takeaways? Screw what others have to think of you. The people who are meant to be in your life will love and understand you regardless. You don't have to worry about what they're going to think of you. You don't have to act a certain way to be worthy of other people. You got to be thinking about, are people worthy to be in your presence? You know? That you got to build your confidence up to that point where it's like, it's a blessing for other people to be near me. That's another video. A lot of times people aren't judging you. You are judging yourself, and you're putting it under the guise or disguise of other people. And if people, okay, I can't really remember what my other ones I said were, but if people judge you, let them judge. Do what you feel guided to. Do what makes you feel happy. And if doing what makes you feel happy and it doesn't hurt people at the end of the day leads to people judging you, the whole point of life is to live the life you want and to live a life that brings you joy, happiness, good feelings, positivity. So if that comes at the expense of people judging you, it doesn't matter, because that judgment, that negativity isn't getting to you. You're already happy. Who cares what they're thinking? Thank you for watching this video. If no one's told you today, I love you. You're deserving of love innately. By existing, by being a human being, you're deserving of love. It doesn't matter what negativity other people are trying to tell you and spew onto you. You're not a horrible person, and if you were a horrible person in the past, you can still change that today. One step at a time. Thanks for watching.